Gather round, hunters, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command. I'm Pirates Plus One. I'm Admiral Tirak of the battleship Devourer, as we continue our campaign against the Romulan Star Empire. And right now, we are currently focusing on annihilating the planet of 23-9, which has an Empire defense of 10, making it incredibly vulnerable to us. So we're going to go back for a little bit of resupply and a bit of repair, and possibly buy a new dreadnought? Maybe? We're going to check it real quick. If there is a BBX available, we will be purchasing that amount of hilarity firepower. Oh, we are in the X era. The XDD is now available. Ooh, that has changed our plans. You see, the X era brings with it some fascinating technology, and one of the most fascinating of the technologies, assuming that it's actually out yet, will be the heavy bombardment cruiser, which is not quite out yet. So the advanced heavy cruiser is, however, the advanced heavy bombardment cruiser, which would have even more firepower, not quite yet. As you can see, 6 missile rack Vs, which is 6 MIRVs. That's 36 missiles out of these hardpoints. So yeah, the heavy bombardment cruiser, even more. So since that's not available, and the battleship X is also not available, we're going to quickly patch up the little bit of damage that we took in a recent battle. We're going to go through, restock all of our missiles, so we have enough firepower to kill anybody who gets in our way. Our fighters are good, and a couple of Marines, because we recently conquered a planet. And you need more Marines after that. Alright, back to 23-9. Let's fully take this thing in about maybe 2 more missions. It might pop now. I mean, that's entirely possible. Once it gets down this low, it can flip, I think, as high as 20? Oh, wow, you are very big. So, we are currently engaged with... are you a K-10? Yes, you're a K-10RX, the Sui Uris, probably. And we are also being escorted by 2 of some of my favorite Gorn ships that we recently found out about, the Fire Drake and the Sorokon, and they are both BCSX, which means they're packing triple plasma R torpedoes, which is amazing. We're going to have to do something to support that. Namely, we're just going to start lobbing missiles at people. We did start relatively close to this guy. I mean, we are at a range of 60 already. Jeez. Let's immediately begin to turn the ship and engage with MIRVs. And we will follow up with all additional missiles immediately after they clear our normal ring. So just to make sure that they are right out ahead. I don't want to get any closer to this dreadnought than I absolutely have to. I'm guessing 2 Rs, 3 2 or... I'm going to be bold. I'm going to predict 3 S torpedoes and 2 F-type plasma torpedoes, in addition to a somewhat hefty amount of plasma D torpedoes. I believe it's 4 on the K-10R. So we may have a little bit of difficulty getting through all that. Let's reinforce just the forward shield and go maximum electronic countermeasure and start to vector away. So these guys are going to be the ones who really do the massive amount of damage. Each one can do 150 just from the plasma torpedoes alone. So we want them to do their work. Let's go about destroying the supporting ships, of which there are only 2. Huh, really? That's actually rather surprising. He did, of course, drop a Wild Weasel. That works out, because that now means we can open fire with additional missiles. And we should not kill ourselves doing this. Okay. Good. Just gotta check, because now that we're moving throughout an asteroid thicket, things can get rather tight rather quickly. He's already engaged with all of his weapon systems. Or, not all of them, but most of his heavies at this point. Our missiles are just a bit slow, unfortunately. We weren't able to protect from the incoming pseudo-frigates. We got the one, the second one is dead. And we have a pretty decent salvo coming in already. So, if it gets through, which I anticipate that it will, we should be going well. Let's increase speed and start pulling away. I don't want to get too close to this guy. We haven't actually, after all, prepared any defensive plasma torpedoes, which are kind of important. Already got through his armor. Excellent. Open fire with our MIRVs once again, just to serve as the initial volley. And followed with another salvo of missiles. Which one are you? You are the Sorokon, so the Fire Drake is finally getting involved, except he fired his plasma torpedoes from probably well outside optimal range, which is a bit unfortunate, because now they won't do nearly as much damage as they potentially could. However, I think we've got him pretty much handled. Oh yeah, we had him handled. Not them. They can do whatever the heck they please. So, how are you doing? Did you drop down to speed? You did. So we're going to activate our tractor beam, and we're going to drag these guys into the battle, because they need a little bit of encouragement. Alright, show me a Stardock. And let's head for it, because it's quite clear that he's only doing a speed of 8. He doesn't really know what's going on, so he's just going to wallow back and forth. So we're just going to get him relatively close to these guys, drop him off, and then they will engage on their own. Are you increasing speed yet? Nope, not yet. So we're just going to keep dragging him until he decides finally he wants to go. It is a Lyran Stardock, so not much in the way of defenses. I think you will deploy a Wild Weasel. That is my answer. Or maybe not. The plasma torpedoes, after all, have mostly deactivated at this point. Let's deactivate this so we no longer are wasting the power. And get ready just to crush it with our normal heavy weapons, I suppose. Disruptors, followed up by phasers. Not quite cut through. Fascinating. Okay, we're going to pull away, since we didn't deal enough damage. And continue with phasers. If we fire our missile salvo, he's just going to drop a Wild Weasel. It'll never get through. We can overcome his tractors, which he has a lot of them, but the Wild Weasel would just make things kind of hopeless. So that's the main reason why I'm not engaging with all the missiles that we've got, at least not until we get this thing down. Although one thing I have been meaning to check. Can I grab onto it? Because if I can, then I'm going to be able to lob all my missiles into him without worry about them being tractored up. Now, there is a minor concern with that, actually, because if we fire the MIRVs too close, they'll get grabbed and then they won't be able to pop, which would be unfortunate. So let's get ready with a little bit of a MIRV strike here. And... oh, nope, there goes the Wild Weasel. Okay, we're going to hold off just a sec. 3, 2... oh, don't God. You make my life difficult. My life does not deserve to be difficult. So as long as those MIRVs make it there first, it'll lead up all his tractor beams. And plus we have a whole bunch of other plasma torpedoes going in first, damaging a lot of systems. Alright, Stardock down. Target the next one. Do I have a tractor beam still? I do not. Let's charge that up. In fact, we'll go to a strength 3 tractor beam. Because I've been meaning to test this out for a while now, actually. I want to see if I can actually control this. So it sounds like we've got lots of plasma torpedoes being lobbed left, right, and or center as the rest of our support fleet actually gets involved. So we'll slow down nice and gently here. We've got a full strength 3 beam ready to go. And the reason why we gotta go slow is because the tractor beam doesn't quite activate its maximum range. It activates slightly short of that. No, the tractor beam's not gonna work. Okay. It was a good experiment. Oh good, we knocked everything offline. Well, not everything. We managed to cut right through the shield though. Full speed of time is we're just going to sit here and phaserize him over and over. Again, the missiles won't work because aside from having quite a few point defense tractors, he also has that Wild Weasel which will just dump out the back and then the missiles will never make it. However, he no longer has that. So let's go this. This. Good. Where's the last one? Way off over here. Let's see if 2 BCSs with 3 plasma R torpedoes can take it out before we get there. Good. So that's the Stardock defeated. So now we have to see if the planet's going to drop down to 5 or if it's just going to go full neutral immediately. That'll be an interesting thing to see. 450 prestige is our reward for a job well done, and the planet is neutral. So we're going to pop right back here, see if we can't grab it before anything bad happens. Now, if we lose this planetary assault, this planet will go up to a defense of like 30 or 40. So it's very important that we do not lose the planetary assault. So, ready all stations. It does appear like we have a C9, or a K9. Yep, it's a K9 RHX, and we are being escorted by another BCX. It's the Chromaticon, so not the Soricon or the Fire Drake from the last mission. But we also have a Goran battleship, the Triceracon. Wow, we are really being escorted well today. And that is, yeah, 3 S-type plasma torpedoes, 2 R-type plasma torpedoes, 2 F-type plasma torpedoes, 4 defensive plasma torpedoes, and then just a whole ton of phasers just for good measure. We, however, I think still have probably more immediate firepower. Because, let's see, we have 10 missile launchers in total? 12 missile launchers in total. So we deal 288 damage. Which ain't bad, let me tell you. So, especially compared to what he's got. So let's activate the missiles. I really don't want to be involved too much in this battle. I want to let them duke it out because I only have so many missiles at this point. So let's engage with our MIRVs. We'll follow up with, well, the rest of everything. And that should sucker out the Wild Weasel. They then should hopefully get within range to actually engage. But for some reason, they seem to be quite keen to engage from far beyond effective range with those R-type plasma torpedoes. If they just waited, they could have such an amazing effect on damage. So we're going to then come in here, make sure we don't ignore our electronic countermeasures or our shield reinforcement. I'm just trying to figure out where is all our power going. How much extra do I currently have? None. So we just do not have a lot of power. Am I missing something? It really feels like I'm missing charging a weapon system. Let's slow down a bit. Oh, that's why, because our speed was way higher than I thought it was. So we're going to pull a little bit away, let the battleship do its thing. Although technically we are also a battleship, but this is much more of a brawling battleship. He's going to get in close with him, he's going to smash him with all his heavy weapons, and they're just going to cry, whereas we are very much a support battleship. We stay at maximum range and we lob fire on people, and it works quite nicely, actually. So we're going to wait for him to activate his Wild Weasel for his emergency defense. They have deployed their pseudo-frigates already, and takes a couple of hits, but the Wild Weasel does activate. So we will now launch the follow-up barrage, and this will get through. Pull back a bit, give him a little bit more distance, and now we'll just make for the planet, because he's done. He does not survive anymore. We have defeated the Romulan battleship. Unless it cloaks, in which case all of that was wasted. Great. Well, I'm going to ignore it nonetheless. A Gorn battleship plus a Gorn battlecruiser should have more than enough firepower to be able to deal with a single K9, so I'm just not going to bother. We're going to head right for the planet itself and ignore all of this as we bombard it into the ground. Speaking of which, we need to start engaging. So get up to our speed of 24. We're going to see if we can't get a full triple barrage going on here, because this is a PLPH, I think. Yeah, it is a PLPH too, so we'll have full defenses and lots of plasma torpedoes. So, not exactly the safest thing to engage. I really don't want to have to get too close to it, but I feel I might have to. It can't deploy Wild Weasels. It can shoot down a lot of them, but I think we'll have this handled. Please tell me you're a graphical glitch. Good, this will be my last set of MIRVs. Drop back. Pull back in speed. No more MIRVs. We are down to basically this salvo and my standard missiles. Forward shield is getting the reinforcement. Yes, it is. Okay, we're good. Let the MIRV salvo get out in front. How many of the rest of the missiles do I have? An absolute metric ton. Holy crap. We'll prep a Wild Weasel and a scatter pack. It's a little bit late for that, but may as well get it going. Alright, so we've got 2 packs of MIRVs and a follow-up salvo. The MIRVs should be able to handle all the defensive fire, and the full salvo should actually get through. That'll allow us to start continuing the engagement with disruptors only. If we actually do this properly, and it deals enough damage to the defensive systems, mainly those Phaser 3s, then we should be able to continue the engagement with missiles as well. But that's a little bit more of an iffy thing. How are you doing? Not great. Excellent. Love to see that. The planet is, amazingly enough, not shooting me. See, that's something I would definitely expect a PLPH to be doing right now, because it has the Phaser 4s. We're definitely within range. It's just not engaging. Come on, knock down that forward shield. Oh, we may have sacrificed a little bit of the salvo. Good, I think we knocked out all the tractor beams. Disruptors, you may commence engagement. Defender ship has been destroyed, so the Gorn have managed to take care of the problem. And we're just going to keep on coming forward nice and slowly. We'll continue the missile barrage as well, because it does look like he doesn't have much in the way of defensive firepower anymore, which will work out very nicely for us. He can shoot all he wants with that Phaser 4. It's never going to actually get to us. So prepare for the additional missile follow-up, and then the disruptors, and really we're also going to engage with phasers just to make sure the shield doesn't come back. Because as long as he's taking damage through that shield, the shield will not return. Are we good with missiles yet? There we go. And more disruptor fire. It does appear like he doesn't have much in the way of Phaser 3s anymore. So let's find out for sure. The probe should tell us. He does, but probably not on this side. He has no plasma S torpedoes. Good, so we're actually going to increase speed. We're going to get on this a little bit faster, because we've basically got him already. Without the plasma S's to keep us away, and with the Phaser 4s already, well, firing at what appears to be quite the reduced rate, we should be able to pull right up next to this planet and beam over our Marines by the time we actually make it there. We are going really slow for it, but still, we shouldn't have too much to worry about. And with our missiles just getting through with no trouble at all, we really don't have anything to worry. Nice 100 damage right there, plus the additional 48. We deal a lot of damage even without the MIRVs. How many missiles we got left? 9 and 6. So we're looking at 3 salvos from this one, 2 and a bit from this one, and then we got a scatter pack just in case we need it. I don't think we will. I think we've basically got this thing dead to rights. In fact, I'm going to increase the speed of time. We'll just continue to engage. At this point, we're below half loads anyway, so we may as well just shoot at everything we have. Well, the planet is still trying to defend itself. It's just not doing a very good job of it. Oh, all of them. All that hitting. Missiles, disruptors. keep an eye on the actual distance to the planet. We don't want to accidentally run into the thing. How many Marines you got left? 2. Okay, we're already down to minimum values. Send a probe. Found out exactly what's left. Actually, surprisingly enough, a pretty decent number of fatal floors. So, should be almost done. I don't want to have to... Oh, I'll stop. We are within transport range. And all weapons at this point. We're in all weapons range. So I just want to make sure, yep, all systems are offline. Send in the Marines. We got this handled. So this should be the planet taken by us, which will give us 2 of the Romulan planets to serve as our base. We are holding some very important ground now at this point. Basically, all of the northern approaches are ours, which puts us in a very commanding position over the Romulan Navy. They will fall back into the interior of their area, but we should be able to start cleaning up the edges a bit, taking away some more of their bases, their support areas. Yep, it's ours. 23-9 has fallen. I'll pop it down over here. MET, yeah, we'll take the MET 10 patrol real quick. As long as we're out here, we have to move off the tile to get back to the tile, so it'll actually reset to allow us to actually buy things from it. And by the time we get back there, we should be great. So we're going to prep a Wild Weasel and a Scatterpack because we're quite low on ammunition. So we're going to want to make sure that we've got a special 1-2 punch ready for whoever needs it. Unfortunately, we can't prep multiple shuttles at a time. It has 4 conversion slots, 1 for each type, and you can't double up, which is a bit unfortunate because that would make things much easier. We do have a single Lyran cruiser off at the distance, and if that's the case, it's a light cruiser too. We may be able to just plow through this without any real worries. I will send a probe as soon as it is available. Oh, we also have a second ship. It is a heavy cruiser. You're a Firehawk. Oh, you're much more dangerous. Going to send a probe your way. We're also going to increase our speed up to combat speed, and then we're going to go set up all the additional systems. So maximum electronic countermeasures, a forward shield reinforcement, and we're going to avoid this HDW, I feel. The probe will tell us exactly what we're dealing with this FHMX, but if I'm not mistaken, it'll be 2 R-type plasma torpedoes. 2 Rs and 4 Ds, holy crap. That's going to be a problem. That's going to be a rather significant problem, actually, especially with our depleted batteries right now. I'm not feeling super amazingly confident, if I'm honest. 2 R-type plasma torpedoes is an awful lot of firepower, so dealing with all of that is going to be somewhat difficult. We might be able to make it work, but it ain't going to be pretty. First things first, we have to knock out his Wild Weasel. You are a single S and 2 missile launchers. You're basically ignorable for now. So let's open with the first MIRV salvo, followed up with the additional missiles. This shouldn't get through. I don't think it has the capability to do so, but it might distract him for long enough. I don't know if these guys are working together or not. They really haven't maneuvered in such a way that'll let me know one way or the other, but we'll find out relatively shortly. We do have 2 squadrons of fighters, but putting them into an environment where they're going to be facing off against 4 Plasma Ds is moderately suicidal, to say the least. Hopefully they are not friends and they will try and kill each other. That would make my life much easier. You're moving quite quickly towards them. Will you freak out? Because it's going to be a little bit difficult for those D-type plasma torpedoes to handle everything. You crash stopped. Okay. Okay. I can not actually do anything about that. I mean, let's be real here. We don't really have an awful lot of firepower to work with. Yep, there goes this S-type plasma torpedo. We're going to pull off to the side over here. And I'm just going to build the range out. Don't support him. No, seriously, stop supporting him. Really? Wow. So, aside from incredibly bad luck here, where all of his fighters and his point defense system completely wiped out the entire MIRV swarm, that was incredibly disappointing. I am not happy about that at all. I may have to do something about him. I just do not have a lot of missiles. Like, those are not going to get through, no matter what. It'd be lovely, but not going to happen at all. I think I have to engage with MIRVs, assuming they don't get sniped by these guys because they're running television. Yep, there they go. And this will shut your engines down. Unless you don't have them, it's going to be interesting. Amazingly enough, he did not have any. So he did not have a Wild Weasel, which is rather shocking to me. We're going to try and follow up on that immediately, see if we can't... Oh, not yet. He does have a B-Rack. So we do have to respect the B-Rack a little bit. So it'll be an interesting point defense problem. He's just hovering at long range, knowing that the more we deal with this guy, the less we can deal with anything else. We did take out his shuttle base, so that works out very much in our favor. So that's him dead, assuming you don't get in close. Oh, you're going to get in close. Stop working together. This is not the way the pirates and Romulans are supposed to do things. Seriously. Wow. They've just got me completely dragged out on this one. We've got to go in. Bro, how's his launchers doing? Oh, no, no, we are not going in. Crap, full power, get us out of here. Drop a mine? Oh, we killed him, excellent. Double mine right in front of him. And he's got one plasma torpedo out, but that's gonna get to us. I wish I could do something about it, but aside from firing all of my phasers into it, really not much we got. And the disruptors can't engage it either. Can I swap the reinforcement of the ship? Oh, I'm using all my power. That's not going to help. It's just going to come in here and we're going to try and burn it down. So we have, what, one MIRV and not a whole heck of a lot of missiles, do we? Yeah, this one's out. We have a scatter pack, basically. And the problem is his D-type plasma torpedoes. So Marines, 12. Really? Okay, we could do this. We might be able to do this. So he still has one R-type plasma torpedo available. We need to bait that out a little bit. Then we need to get in, slam him hard. Alright, now we pull directly away. Slam him hard with our heavy weapons, open up a hole, and then just beam in the Marines. This problem is way simpler than I thought it was going to be. I was concerned that, oh, we're completely screwed trying to deal with this problem, but no, absolutely not. This is a completely reasonable and, I don't want to call it easy, but simple problem to resolve. Alright, let's get back onto him. So we'll slow down, let him draw the range in. Let's really make him draw the range in. Yeah, you don't like that. You're going to freak out about that. It's so many missiles. Whatever could you do? Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Sometimes Romulans are incredibly predictable. All weapon select, we're going in. And just in case all hell breaks loose at the very last second, we're going to tell them no defensive fire. Hi. I have come to tell you the word. And the word is that all of those rumors that you heard about the Marak being totally useless without missiles, yeah, they were wrong. They were very, very wrong. 10 Marines over. If I can get just a little bit more fire onto them, I can kill, well, everybody on the crew, actually. And we're able to even get our POW away from it in time. Excellent. Okay, so I want one more group transport, honestly. Or, ideally, just to fire one more time through all of his defenses. Full power, we're getting out of here. Drop a mine. And we're just going to build in a little distance because he's almost got his R-type plasma torpedo back. We really don't want to be fighting that. That's just an awful lot of firepower we really just don't want to be dealing with. I'm really disappointed that we didn't kill more than 2 members of the crew, although he's down by 1. So as long as that trend continues, we should be safe. So let's just increase the speed of time. And chug on it. It's going to be close. I really do want to get more people on board. Disruptors. Slow down a bit. I need to slow down for disruptors. Slow down even more. Unfortunately, the forward shield is back up. I would prefer not to have to deal with more plasma torpedoes. I really would. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and bait him into this. Didn't quite have the effect I had been hoping. 2 for 3. This actually could get kind of close. 3 for 1. Okay, we got him. I didn't think we'd quite win the Marine battle just by going one-on-one with him. So we've got him. Our 3 Marines versus his 1 Marine will take him out in, well, a short period of time, and now they'll just secure the rest of the ship. We have a mostly intact Firehawk. We only did 43 damage to the darn thing. Nice. Somebody's getting a promotion for that one. Perfect. I was much more worried than I had to be, although they did work together really well. Just supporting each other with long-range point defense systems operating. I gotta give them credit for that one. Did not think that they would do that. Although, to be fair, our positioning was really bad when we kept allowing that to happen. We shouldn't have been allowing that to occur at all. We're up to 10,000 prestige. Nice. And the Empire defense on this station is down to 5? Wow. We're going to be rolling through pretty soon. Pop back here. Just a quick check on through the shipyard. And No vessel that we're quite interested in just yet. There is the BBV, but I'm not really interested. I want all the missiles in a battleship, or to get a heavy bombardment cruiser, which I don't think is out yet. But that's going to do it for today's episode. I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.